Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is Anna Chaos for another Living with a Toy Collector, and I'm back. Sorry, guys. It's been a couple of really busy weeks, and on top of that, I got sick, so I kind of had to step away until I had enough energy to come back and do this again, which is fine. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a couple of my really rare gems that I have in my collection. I actually have 4 of these in total, and today we're going to focus on one, and that is the Cartoon Network employee exclusive My Gym Partner is a Monkey toy set. Very little is known about these, except that the fact that they were not sold in the stores, and when I show you the box, you see there's no barcode, there's no UPC number on it. And all the people know that they were an employee exclusive. I don't know how many were made. I've never been able to find too much information about these sets. But I got very fortunate that I was able to get a hold of 4. This is one. I have another one for Billy and Mandy, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and Camp Lasso. So I have 4 sets in total. I guess I got really lucky because I lived in Florida for like 20 years, which is just south of Georgia. And if you know, Cartoon Network was like literally headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. So whoever was there and didn't want their toys, they sold it off, and I somehow ended up with 4 sets. So I am very grateful to those folks who let it go and have me enjoy these forever. But today we're just going to go ahead and take a walk back to memory lane and go ahead and explore this set a little bit closer. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a closer look. So, My Gym Partner's a Monkey came out around the early, I'm going to say mid-2000s. It was like 2005, I believe, 2005 to 2008 era. And around that time, I was really engrossed into my animation because I just finished animation school in 2004. And I was trying to find a way to get into the industry. So I was familiarizing myself with the IPs a lot of these companies were producing in hopes that I would get into industry. The show itself had 4 seasons. It was a pretty interesting show. It was just fun. It was just quirky fun. And it was about a kid that was going to school. And it was just like a very boring regular school. But because his name was Adam Lyons, he was disenrolled from the human school and put into an animal school with other animal kids. So it's just watching him do his misadventures as he navigates the school for animals with his anthropomorphic friends. And one of them he gets is like Jake the monkey, Windsor the gorilla, and there was a toucan and a giraffe that he constantly talked to. Though right here I do not remember their names at this point. But the show was really fun and it was really cute. If you go right here to the Wikipedia page, you can find out more about it. You can see, December 26, 2005 was the first time that it pretty much aired out. And it lasted to November 2008. Right here, you can see there's season 1, 2. So it was 2005, 2002 for season 2, 2007 for season 3, and then season 4 came out in 2007. This is when they started shortening seasons. Like I remember growing up and seasons would be like 40 episodes, and then around the early 2000s they started cutting them back to like less than 20, and then right around here they started coming up with what I called the baker's dozen, which was like 13 to 15 episodes max. And now they have it down where it's like 8. This is now in 2026, so you'll see a lot of series are maybe like 8 to 9 episodes short. That's why they're really well written and punchy. Me and my husband are currently rewatching Fiona and Kate because we watched season 1, but we're now going to season 2. And a lot of them are just 8 to 9 episodes long. You know, gotta love shrinkflation, right? So this came around the same time as you have Robot Boy, Ben 10, a lot of those really popular IPs from back in the day. And the show even got nominated and got awarded for certain things. It won the Outstanding Individual Achievement Animation Award, and it got nominated for a few other ones. But for most part, there's not a lot of figures for this show. I looked around. It did not become too popular. Like I remember some of like the Happy Meal toys. Like I remember this from McDonald's when they first came out. But I never really saw a lot of figures. Just a couple plushies. And that's about it. So it's very limited. And even when you go to eBay, because I looked, the only thing that I managed to find was Windsor, which is part of the set. So I'm assuming someone had a set, gave it to the kid popped it open, so the set got separated, and this is one of the figures from the set. This person is asking for $90 for it. And some of these I recognize because I have these sets. I have the Billy and Mandy and Foster's Home, but apparently there might also be a Powerpuff Girls set that I have not seen, so I might have to do a little research on that to see if that exists. So these were pretty rare. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. Now, what's really neat about this is that technically you don't need to take it out of the box to enjoy the figures. The whole front right here opens up. So as you can see, there's the front. There is the artwork of the school right here on the side. And then on the back you have pretty much a little bit of the description of the characters, which is totally neat. I've had mine for a hot minute, and even though I have stored it in safe locations, there's a little minor damage to my box. But again, this is for my personal enjoyment. Life happens, you move, things get dented. There's not much you can do about that. And then right here is the other side of the box. I have never removed these out of their container, but I have opened the flap. It's Velcro. And you can see right there, you can see the characters. Windsor's the only one that's kind of hard to see. But you can see there's the Shark Bully, there's Adam, there's Jake, and then there's Windsor over here. I don't remember the name of the shark for the life of me right now. But this is these are solid figures. Like, these are not, they don't move at all. They're just like a vinyl figure. And so I'm gonna prop the phone off the stand so I could go ahead and take a closer look. Sorry if I'm trying a little bit of different lighting, but you can see there's the shark. And unfortunately, my boy Windsor, the intellectual, he is back there in the corner, just thinking. And it does have a really nice backdrop. But yeah, no, this is pretty dope. So with that, guys, that's pretty much the video in a nutshell. Because like I said, there's not much information known about these figures. So again, if you know anything about these, please put in a comment below. Because I've had these sets for years, and I've barely been able to find anything about them except for the fact that they were employee exclusives. I don't know how many that were made or anything. So I'm assuming it's maybe at tops, maybe 100 of these sets if it's for an employee exclusive. I just can't think of why they would make any more than that, especially as rare as these are. So, but with that, guys, I appreciate you guys joining me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.